What is up, you guys? Today I'm going to be showing you how to replace a fill valve and flapper in your toilet tank. So let's get started. First step is you want to take off your toilet tank lid and sit it down somewhere where it ain't going to break. Now you will see the components. You will see your old fill valve and your old flapper. Over time, these components can get very worn out and honestly very disgusting and may lead to flooding your house, and that is not good. So we're going to replace it with a good trusty brand that I personally love, and that is Fluid Master. Fluid Master makes very good products, and you can see we have the kit here with their Fluid Master 400kH fill valve and their Fluid Master Super Flapper. So, let's get started. First thing, before you even go to the store, you want to check something out. Now, the good thing is, with the Fluid Master kit, with the Super Flapper and fill valve kit like that, you don't have to worry about measuring your flapper because it's already going to fit both sizes. So, pretty standard procedure. You can see one that's small like that. That's a 2-inch. Now, if you have a flapper that is big and bulky, such as something like that in your tank, that is a 3-inch. That is going to require a 3-inch flapper. But the nice thing is you don't have to worry about that hassle with this kit because it comes with a universally adjustable flapper. So let's get started. First step is to come down to your angle stop and turn it off. Turn off your water to your toilet. Now you're going to hold the handle down to drain all the water out of the tank. You can see all the water is almost drained out, almost all of it. Now, what you're going to do next is you're going to take your flapper chain, the old one, you're going to need to clip it, push it back, and take it off, and that's how you remove that. So then you're just going to take these two flapper ears right here, pull and up. Same with the other side, pull and up. Very simple. Now you can pull out this whole little mechanism. You can see that was growing some mold and honestly is being very worn out. As you can see, it is very dirty. This was actually a Hydroforce from Walmart. So what you can do with your old parts like this, you can simply just take them and throw them in the garbage. You do not need these parts anymore. So, next step is removing water from the tank. So, you're going to want to get a rag like this. Put it to the bottom of the tank and soak up a bit of water. Now, you will be putting this into a bucket if it's in your bathroom, which all toilets are in your bathroom. So, you're going to take a bucket and simply transport the water in the tank to there. You can also use a shop vac or any towel, but I prefer just a rag. You can even use a sponge if you like. It doesn't matter. Just get the water out of the tank. Now you can even take this water and you can actually drain it into the toilet bowl. Now you can just simply do that and pour it in the bowl. So what we're basically going to do is get all the water out of the tank and get around to the sides over here. Doesn't need to be perfectly dry. You just want to avoid getting water on your floor. And I will show you why it doesn't need to be perfectly dry here in a second. So just want to get most of all the water out. And yeah, now that you've done that, we're going to go on to our next step. Now we're going to come down to the bottom of the toilet, and you're going to see this right here. Now what we're going to actually do, so that way we don't make a huge mess, is we're going to take a bin such as this, take it and set it down below your toilet. Now you can disconnect this water line. It may be tightened with a wrench. So all you want to do is that. But most of the time it'll only be hand tight. And see, that will catch any remaining water that was left in the line. So now what you're going to do, I'm going to simply go around to the other side so you can get a better view of this. This nut, you're going to turn like that. It shouldn't be on with a wrench. If it is, you just use a wrench. And there's the old lock nut, you guys. Once again, you can throw that in the garbage. So now, all you have to do, pull up on the old fill valve, and this whole thing comes right out of the tank. As you can see, there it is. Old and yuck. Wow. I don't know how that was sealing, to be honest. Well, just like the other one, we throw that right in the garbage. So now we're going to get on to the steps of installing our new fill valve. So first, I'm going to take a rag like we did before, and simply we're going to, oh yeah, there's the washer to that. And then simply go around the bottom right here. We're going to clean very well the old spot where the old fill valve was. So it's very important that you clean around this spot, because you want the new valve to have a good seal on this porcelain before you install it. You can also get the bottom side if you like. But now that that's clean, you also want to get around to this step, which is cleaning off the flush valve seal. This flush valve is very old and is actually original to this toilet. And you can see this toilet is from '89. So that's quite a good bit of years of rust and buildup on this flush valve. So now that's all clean, we're going to get started on installing the new parts. So here we have your fill valve. It's going to come in the packaging like this, most than likely. You're going to have your lock nut, and you're going to have your washer on the bottom. Now, if it didn't have the washer already on it, which most of them do, you're going to just push this on to the shank, and then you have your fill valve. And this is actually a brass shank. This you can specially order from Fluidmaster. This does not come in their kit. I just had this laying around, and I mixed parts for this brass shank. So this is where most people mess up. You do not want to just install it like that and let it fill up to that, because it ain't going to flush correctly if you do that. This toilet is an old 3.5 gallon per flush, and it will not function if you let it that low. Instead, this is what to do. Okay, guys, we're outside of the tank. So what you're going to do is grip onto the base right here, and this in turn, this is going to turn the base and make it taller. You're going to want to get it about that tall. And then we're going to test fit it right back into your tank. And that needs to be a little tiny bit more short. So we're just going to fine tune that again. Twisting the other way to shorten it. Let's try this. Looks much better. That's how you want it. So now you want to angle your valve. Now you want it to have it like that, to where this is pointing towards your flush valve. So right there, but you also don't want this to interfere with the handle or anything. So turn it to whichever way works. Just make sure that this is facing this in some way. We're back at the bottom of the tank again. Now you can start tightening this on. Something I find helpful as you're doing this, you can have one hand up top here while you're threading this on with the other. But I only have one hand in video, so we'll do it this way. But you can install it with two hands. It doesn't matter. There's no right or wrong way with how many hands you use to install a fill valve. Again, want to make sure it stays. And get it really good hand tight. Like very, very good. As tight as you can get it. So it doesn't have to be really hard on there. Now you will see it's in there. So now you're going to take your refill hose. You will sometimes come with a clip. So you're going to simply feed it in there. Now something that other people do also, and I learned from my mistakes years ago, is keeping it all the way down like this. That is not good to do, guys, because water sits up here and this hose is way down into that flush valve. Now what that's going to do is that's going to create a siphon from the bottom of this, and that's going to siphon this water into the refill pipe or overflow tube, and it will go into the bowl and it will make this kick on. So what you're actually going to do is the kit that it comes with actually includes, if I can find one, hang on. Now, this is where I'm going to show you guys how to install the refill clip that it comes with. So, set you guys right here real quick, and we'll install this onto this. So, you have your refill hose, and then you have your refill clip. Take this and push it on to there. Now it's on there. Now we're going to go back to the tank, and we're going to mount this into on the port of your fill valve. And clip this onto the side like that. Now that is not going to cause a siphon in your tank. Now that we had the fill valve installed, we can get to installing the flapper. So this super flapper requires, if your toilet is a 3-inch, you're going to take off the red washer right here, and you're going to leave the rest of the blue stuff on. Now what you're going to do if it's a 2-inch like this, and not a 3-inch, you're going to pop off all the blue parts. That means that, and this blue washer right here, as well as this blue clip on the sides. Sit you guys down real quick. Sorry about that. But yeah, and then take this off, and now you'll be left with the bare flapper itself. So now it's just the red stuff and the red seal. So now we're going to get to installing it. So angle it on your flush valve and clip these two sides on. One there, boom, and I'm going to clip it on the other side, boom, one there. Now you'll see that it is actually on your right here. Now you're going to get to adjusting your chain. So adjusting your chain is a quick, simple process, or it can be. So what you're going to do here is, I've already been playing with this a good bit, so it's a little bit messed up, but you'll see this thing is still in condition new, so it's perfect for presentation. So you'll be adding to the side of your handle, and see where the length of your handle is. You're going to set it up against that, and you're going to put your chain a little bit below that. I'd say maybe 3 links below where that is. Wherever it may be on your toilet. And I cannot get it to stay again. Oh, come on. But you get the idea. So we're just clipping that onto there. There. Now, connect it to your existing handle. Now, this will seal to the bottom of your tank. Don't need to worry about it. This will work. May sound a little bit different than the other one, but trust me, it'll be okay. So now, you can take your refill water flex hose, hook it to the bottom of your fill valve like so. Come on. Sometimes it's a bit finicky with these, but sometimes I can get them to work. First try. There we go. And you get the picture, it's on there. Now you can turn on your water to your tank. And you're going to hear it start running. So take these parts, all of these, and throw them in your garbage as well as these. You won't be needing them. Now you are going to see the tank starting to refill. Doing its refill process. This is, again, normal. This is what you want. Now, this right here, this controls how much water will be going into your bowl. So, this dial will allow you to control how much goes in your bowl. We'll go into fine-tuning soon, in a little bit, once I get this situated to how you want it. So, you want to get it to where it's down a good bit. I would say put it in half if your toilet bowl has a high water level like this. If your toilet's 3.5 or over, you want to set it to that. Right in the middle there. You don't need it to be all the way up because that is just going to waste water. Now, these toilets, people might say 3.5 wastes water, but it actually helps you save on how many times you have to flush, because with newer toilets, you have to flush 3 to 4 times, and that automatically, sometimes that doesn't even help at all. So this 3.5 gallons, I will automatically pick over anything else because it is proven to work better. Yeah, so, okay guys. So we got that connected. It's filling. We're going to watch to see if it stops at the old water line right there. Where it says in the tank, nope. So we're going to turn this dial down to make it stop. You don't have to drain all the water in your tank. That's where you want it to stop. Now you can get it started to close for the flapper. Now for the flapper, guys, we're going to see if we can see it. Now, it's already set to how we want it, which is the maximum water droplets. Which is how high you want it for toilets like this. You see your toilet parts are in here working again. Working way better and look way better too. Now, these old toilet parts were, as you can see, getting very, very gross and very grimy and disgusting. Now, this new one won't clean the bottom of your tank, but that should be fine. Now, one thing to advise, like Fluid Master says, do not, and again, do not, repeating again one last time, do not put chlorine tablets in with these parts. Because chlorine tablets dries out the plastic on these parts, and it can make them void warranty. So now that you're done, all you have to do to complete your project, take your toilet tank lid and set it back on the toilet tank. And voila, you guys, there you have it. You just replaced the fill valve and flapper in your toilet tank. So yeah, I hope this helped. Please let me know if you want to see more videos like this on this channel. So please don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out my other videos. I'm trying to get monetized. See you all in the next video. Peace.